2.3.a is solving scenarios by means of linear equations in one variable. When you do these, make sure you follow the problem-solving procedure as was outlined in your book. I should get that out so that we can show you what the problem-solving procedure is. Let's look at the first problem here. A student drove 280 miles at an average rate of 40 miles an hour. How many hours did she drive? So when you solve this problem, the first step is to read the problem until you can determine what the problem is asking for. And in this case, it's asking how many hours did she drive. So we would write hours equals blank. Now, a problem works best if you know if your variable is the same as the thing that you're looking for. Let's see if we can use h for our variable. Well, we've got an h right here, miles per hour, so this is 40 miles over hour. That would be one thing that would help us. 280 miles, that's another thing that would help us. So we've got miles twice. They could cancel each other out. That might work. The other thing that we might use is the fact that distance is rate times time. That's not a formula that's listed here, but it is one that you should know, is that the distance that you go depends on how fast you're going and how long you're driving at that speed. Let's look at our problem-solving procedure and see if we can find why is this not clicking? There we go. Here's the problem-solving procedure. So identify the quantity needed, translate the information into an equation. If possible, make the variable the quantity needed, and then solve that equation. So in this case, we've got time is in hours, distance is 280, equals 40h. Divide both sides by 40, and we get the time is 7 hours. Next one. A student went to visit her grandmother 6.25 hours away. She drives at an average rate of 40 miles per hour. Man alive, that would take her. How many miles is the trip? So we're looking for distance is, okay, miles. Well, we've got the formula right here, so let's use that exact same formula. Distance is rate times time. We've got a time of 6.2 hours and a rate of 40, so distance is 40 times 6.25. We can just pop that into our calculator. 40 times 6.25, and we get 250 miles. Next one. Oh, I gotta fix this. Fractions don't appear in your problem right. So we have to write them out a different way. That'll be okay. Okay. 13/24 of the vehicles in the parking lot are cars. The rest are vans and trucks. If there are 1,040 cars in the lot, how many total vehicles are there in the lot? So we want to know vehicles. Okay, let's use the letter V for our variable. Vehicles equals cars plus trucks. That's one thing that's true. But let's look at the very first thing. It says 13/24 are cars. 13/24 of the vehicles. And it also tells us that there are 1,040 cars in the lot. So we can use the equation 1,040. When you've got two things that are, or one thing that's written two different ways, you can use that for your equation. 1040 is 13/24 of the vehicles. Now, if you remember, the problem-solving procedure said the first thing you should do is multiply to eliminate the variable. So multiply both sides by 24, and then you've got 13 vehicles is 24 times 1040. Divide both sides by 13, and you get, let's press it on our calculator, 24 times 1040 over 13 is 1,920 is how many vehicles there are. Next one. Amanda and Chad ate at the Acoustic Cafe. The cost of their meal plus a 15% tip was $44. What is the cost of the meal? So let's say the meal equals blank dollars, and let's use the variable M for meal. Meal plus tip is $44.36. Now it says the tip is 15%. So tip is 0.15 of the meal. So now we've got one variable, M, twice. M plus 0.15 M equals is 44.36. Factor out the M. 1 plus 0.15 is 44.36. Divide both sides by 1.15. Oops. Excuse me. And we take 44.36 over 1.15, and we get $38.57. Next one. Jack Black purchased a set of waders at 25% off. He paid $143.26 for the waders. What was the original price? Original equals blank. So let's use the variable O. I don't like using O usually because it looks like a 0. Okay? Well, we know that 25% off the original price is 75% on the original price. So 0.75% of the original price is $143.26. So if we divide both sides by 0.75, we should get the original price. Let's take out our calculator. 143.26 over 0.75 is $191.01. Next one.